since the day you were born. It speaks before every decision, after every failure, during every success, and in every moment of silence. Most people spend their entire lives trying to change the world around them, while completely ignoring the conversation happening within them. They search for confidence in achievements, peace in possessions, and happiness in the approval of others. Yet, the greatest battle has never been outside. It has always been within. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your inner dialogue. If your mind constantly reminds you of your weaknesses, your body will follow with hesitation. If your thoughts repeatedly tell you that you are not enough, your actions will quietly begin to prove that belief true. But what if you could interrupt that cycle? What if, for just 3 days, you deliberately changed the way you spoke to yourself? Not with empty affirmations or unrealistic promises, but with awareness, discipline, and truth. A Shaolin practitioner understands that every transformation begins long before the body moves. It begins in the mind. Every word you repeat becomes a seed. Every thought you entertain becomes a habit. Every habit eventually becomes your character. If you wish to become stronger, calmer, and more resilient, then you must first become the kind of person whose inner voice creates strength instead of fear. For the next few moments, allow yourself to observe your own mind without judgment. Listen carefully to the words you have been repeating every day. Then discover how changing that conversation for only 3 days can begin a transformation that lasts a lifetime. The first discipline is to become aware of the language you use when speaking to yourself. Most people never notice this conversation because it has become automatic. It runs quietly in the background like a program that has been operating for years. Every mistake is followed by criticism. Every challenge is met with doubt. Every setback becomes proof that they are not capable enough. They believe these thoughts are simply facts, when in reality they are habits. Habits can be changed, but only when they are first observed. Imagine someone following you every moment of your life, repeating every sentence you say to yourself. Would you feel encouraged by that person, or would you slowly lose confidence because of their constant criticism? Surprisingly, many people treat themselves in ways they would never treat another human being. They forgive strangers more quickly than they forgive themselves. They offer compassion to others while denying it to their own minds. This does not mean you should lie to yourself. It does not mean pretending every decision is perfect or every failure is a success. Real strength is built on honesty, not illusion. Honest self-respect means looking directly at your weaknesses without allowing them to define your identity. You can acknowledge a mistake without becoming the mistake. You can recognize an area that needs improvement without believing you are unworthy. For 3 days, practice changing one simple habit. Every time your mind says, "I cannot do this," pause immediately. Replace it with a statement that is both truthful and empowering. Say, "I am learning." Instead of saying, "I always fail," remind yourself, "I have failed before and I have also learned before." These are not motivational slogans. They are balanced observations. They keep your mind connected to reality instead of fear. Your brain listens carefully to repetition. Whatever you repeat becomes familiar. Whatever becomes familiar begins to feel true. This is why negative self-talk is so dangerous. It slowly reshapes your identity. If you repeatedly tell yourself that you are weak, eventually you stop questioning that belief. Your actions begin to reflect it. Opportunities are avoided. Risks are ignored. Growth becomes uncomfortable because your identity has already accepted limitation. Now imagine reversing that process. For 3 days, every morning before checking your phone, before speaking to anyone else, sit quietly for a few moments. Take a slow breath and say, "Today I choose patience over panic. I choose awareness over reaction. I choose progress over perfection." These to strengthen. throughout the day, your mind will naturally return to old habits. This is expected. Years of conditioning cannot disappear in an instant. The goal is not perfection. The goal is awareness. Each time you notice yourself speaking harshly inside your mind, gently interrupt the pattern. Do not criticize yourself for having negative thoughts. Simply replace them with a healthier direction. Think of a gardener removing weeds. The gardener does not become angry every time another weed appears. Instead, the gardener patiently removes it and continues caring for the soil. Your mind is no different. Negative thoughts are not evidence that something is wrong with you. They are simply reminders that your mental garden requires consistent attention. Many people wait until they feel confident before they begin changing their lives. Yet confidence is rarely the starting point. Confidence is often the result of repeatedly keeping small promises to yourself. Every time you speak with kindness instead of cruelty, you strengthen trust within yourself. Every time you refuse to believe your worst thoughts, you weaken their influence. Every time you respond with patience instead of judgment, you create emotional stability. Observe how your body reacts to different words. When you silently repeat, "I am hopeless," your shoulders become heavier, your breathing becomes shallow, your energy decreases. But when you calmly say, "This is difficult, but I can continue," your posture changes, your breath becomes steadier, your nervous system begins responding differently because your internal environment has changed. The greatest warriors are not those who never experience fear. They are those who refuse to let fear become the narrator of their lives. Likewise, the strongest minds are not free from negative thoughts. They simply refuse to obey every thought that appears. They understand that awareness creates freedom. A thought may enter the mind, but it does not deserve permanent residence. During these 3 days, notice how often you seek validation from others. Ask yourself whether you are speaking to yourself with the same respect you hope to receive from the world. If your inner voice is constantly hostile, external praise will never feel